Good evening, everybody. How are we going? Hello, everybody. Dippy pipped at the post by seconds by Russ. I was going to say you got to be in quick to beat Russ, but Russ, that was an impressive try, Dippy. I must congratulate you on second place. You are the second place champion for tonight, absolutely. Xavier, how's it going? Jugular, how's it going? Hello, how are we doing today? Today we're making enough nuke moon out of existence. Well, we're not doing nukes, but we will do explosives. And Croy, good morning. How's it going? A well-earned second place. Yes, very, very well deserved second place. Cool. Bit of a later start tonight, more of a casual Saturday. We're just going to jump straight in and we're going to continue. I haven't even stepped off yet, Dippy. How's the power going to go out? We're going to get going. We are working on the munitions factory today. Actually, let me just jump into the plan. I actually loaded up the plan earlier today and realized I had thrown together a very rough plan with very little actual, detail and balancing. So where are we looking at?
Roy VR just hit a 5-stream watch streak.
Cool.
That's impressive dedication. 5 streaks. I should probably clean those up, apparently.
Clean them up, eh? Please don't streak here. It's just the doggos, for sure. So we're working on the munitions powder at the moment, and this is... Oh, is my mouse going to wig out because I'm using VR controllers? I'm not using mouse here. Okay, so... we have already made the black powder here, and we have actually already made the Nobelisks. The turbo fuel I'm not doing because I haven't actually unlocked that there yet, but I do need to make this powder here, the smokeless powder, and for that I'm going to need to bring some oil across. I was thinking of bringing some heavy residue across, but I also need plastic later, so it's easier if I just run an oil line over to this area. And then whatever I need to do with oil, I can do it with oil, but we only need a little bit. So we only need like 20 per minute at this moment. Like later on, we're going to need more when we get into turbo fuel. So we'll be running an oil line. And then our Nobelisks, we've done the basic Nobelisks. We are waiting for the crystal oscillators to arrive. So we found out the end of session last night that our rubber supply had stuffed up. So that should hopefully catch up by the later in this evening. And then once we have this new smokeless powder here, we can make the... is this... Tell me what it is? Tell me what it is. I think it's the... what sort of Nobelisk is it? Is it the frag one? The one that breaks into pieces? Because this is the pulse one. The mouse over is not telling me. So that's the plan. So let's start first heading out to the site. And then we will start laying that oil line across. So if I just Alt-Tab. Okay. Cluster Nobelisk. Thank you, Dippy. I could not find the words. Where's my chat window? There it is. Okay, yeah, that's cluster. Okay, Russ, how's everyone going? I have had a bit of a rough day. I made the mistake of doing gardening yesterday. And gardening followed by like a 6.5 to 7 hour stream. So I was pretty wrecked this morning. So today has been a very slow day of rest and recuperation for me. Oh look, Pulse Nobelisks. Who are you? Sue's getting in quick before we make the Pulse Nobelisks. So yeah, my day has been quite slow and easy, involving paracetamol and hot baths and things like that. The outside, yes. Do not go outside, people. It is dangerous out there. There's this big ball of fire in the sky. It's terrible. On the plus side, the driveway is looking a lot clearer and there's a lot less weeds out the front, and our green waste bin is absolutely chockers. Here we are at the blue crater. And through this section here is where we've decided to chuck our munitions factory. Now, munitions is a pain in the butt because every single different one needs a different product imported. So we're not going to make everything here. We're just making some of the products here for the materials in the area. And then we'll be shipping out some powder and stuff to make other bits at other factories where it's closer to the source. So let me check out the update. No one's shiny hunting in this. Are there actually shinies in No Man's Sky? I mean, it is very Pokemon. I haven't tried it myself yet, but it is very Pokemon. I'm seeing lots of memes on VR subreddits with Pokemon themes playing and things like that. It's just pure gold. Hope you both had fun. Rest up in some chill factory buildings. That's the plan. There's a shiny equivalent. That's a hook there to get you collecting, isn't it? Right, so here's our station, and I'm pretty sure we can get away with just a single station with 4 platforms. As I said, there's a lot going in and out required for munitions. At the moment, we should only have crystal oscillators, not crystal oscillators, yeah, crystal oscillators should eventually come into here once the computer factory recovers. Chill golf tomorrow, absolutely, if I wake up in time. For some reason I said I could wake up earlier. Yeah, I probably won't run too super late tonight, but we'll see how we go. So we need some oil, and I was originally going to put it on a train, but the oil is just over there, and so I think it'll be easier if I just run a pipe of oil underneath. I mean, we're already stealing pipes from the steel factory, so why not just steal some oil from the plastics factory? There's our little fluctuator factory here. Just enough to go into the depot, so if we ever need fluctuators, run locks or anything like that, we've got some there. Because way underground here, in a cave, with a box of scraps, is a SAM node. So we're tapping that for a little bit of fluctuator action. And we're stealing coal from over here. This is our steelworks, steel production, and coal is also used for our coal power. But we're just siphoning a little bit of coal off to make explosives as well. No one will miss it. You smack your balls with a club on a stick. Exactly. It's where the phrasing redeem gets used over time. Here's our plastics and rubber factory.
Phrasing. Boom.
Exactly. And we were accidentally sending half our rubber off to the sink, so hopefully that problem is fixed. We should have plenty of rubber now. And I'm apparently standing on something invisible. That's interesting. And there'll be oil back here. And I think I said we needed like 20 per minute or something low like that. So this oil is already getting pumped up here. So I think I'm just gonna steal a bit off the side there and take that across. So I should just be able to here, 157 plus 20. That should work. Hello, formula. Oh, it did work. Hooray! Almost 150%. Not quite. Okay, that's fine. You're the deviant. Weekend is teaching your idiot of a roommate, age 26, how to cook basic things. Cooking basic things is a useful life skill, that's for sure. So this pipe that wraps around here is oil. So I'm going to just steal this and I'm going to run it down under there and then up the back. And we might not even need any more head lift at the other end, maybe, possibly. Like if we stick this under here, it's not going to like it, is it? No, okay. It might be better to start with a pipe under here. Of course there's nothing to stand on. Rotates around that way. Apparently with all this technology, if we touch the water, all our tools stop working. Came at 11 PM and asked what's for dinner. He assumed today's dinner was on me and didn't free out. At this point, I think everyone should at least learn to make one or two things that they can cook anytime. No, I do not have the hover pack. We are still on phase 3, so we're getting closer to phase 4. Like, we're nearly there, but we're only on phase 3. So the munitions is kind of the small factories, and then after the small factories, we've got 2 more project factories to do. So we've done computers, we've done heavy modular frames. So the last 2 factories, project factories, shouldn't be too hard. We've got the modular engines, I think it is. That'll be a fairly big build. And then the good old adaptive control systems, I think they are. Assembly, no, they're not assembly director systems, that's the next one. But if you were watching sneakily over here, you see I've already got these factories planned out, ACUs and engine works. So they're ready to go plan-wise. I just need to do some more of the munitions factory, and then we will get stuck into those project factories, and then we can finally get onto phase 4 and unlock the hover pack, because I'm tired of jetpacking around everywhere. Eggs, yes, I'm getting better at using eggs. You know, I'm in my 50s and I've just started using eggs more. Just go to scrambled. You write that down. By the time you learned all the ways to cook, you've got all the basics. Yes, so I've recently just found out that I should eat less wheat. I have an allergy of sorts, and so my new go-to has been an omelette style. Chuck it all in a fry pan, cook it all up, and it comes out delicious, and it's simple to cook, easy to make. I'm just gonna eyeball this, I think. You know, for the sake of the plastic factory, I might put a valve on this. I never use valves, but I think just in case we should cap how much oil is going off to the munitions. That's not level, is it? This is what I get for eyeballing. Yeah, I'm going to cap this at 20 so that it's not going to steal too much oil from the other machines. Diet issues. The other thing I've found, well, milk is the other thing I react to. So I've finally had to succumb to, that's not level either. Wow, okay. You know what? Don't tell anyone. It's going downhill. It's all good. I just want, did I put a keyboard on this? Look, I put a keyboard in this field. Wow, that's clever of me. And it doesn't work. Oh, hang on, that looks like it's worked. Yeah, okay, it does work. It's just the display is a little dodgy. Guys keep telling me not to give them certain things, but they're not allowed to have dairy and sugar. Yeah, I feel on that. Yeah, at least cheese seems okay for me. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Get PTSD every time I see or use valves. I seem to be okay with most cheeses. I think it's a FODMAP thing. So far, at least I don't eat so much cheese that I explode. But I've been avoiding milk because milk, I used to have a ton of milk in coffee, and by having soy instead, I drink a lot less milk just from that change. It was lined up with that, wasn't it? It might bring it further back, because otherwise it's going to run over the stairs too close. It can actually run all the way back here. Dairy-free for years. Happy to give helpful tips. It was life-changing. Oh, wow. Yeah, what do you do without cheese if you're completely dairy-free? Because cheese would be very hard for me to give up. I do like my cheese. I'm sure I will come back later and put a support on that so it looks like it's properly attached. Totally will come back later. Fix that up. Hey, look, it gets to go over these ones. Now, at some point we need to deviate off here and go to the munitions factory. It's a straight run there. I'm sure it was croy, but I'm super picky about the milk and I'm yet to find a replacement I like. It is hard to give up. Certainly more than one attempt, but been on the wagon now. The important thing is knowing what a difference not having it makes. This is dairy and gluten-free though. Yeah, I have a friend who is celiac, so I'm not a stranger to making things without wheat. It can be challenging, but it is doable. But personally, going by without milk in my coffees. So, Croy, do you use soy milk in coffee then? Because you're a big coffee drinker. I think I'll just run it up the side here, and I'll run it along with those conveyor belts. Use oat milk. Oh, okay. I did try oat milk, but it didn't really grab me as much. I tried a few different milks. Again, because I was going for a low FODMAP. I don't know if oat milk was actually low FODMAP. No, I want the tube. I want to change my build mode. There it is. Give it time to get used to new things and unused to old things. Yeah, absolutely. I also smell your fear when making them. Yeah, see, my reaction wasn't basically it IBS related, but it wasn't a sudden thing. So whenever I changed my diet, I had to wait and experiment and see what happened. You know, up to a week later. So basically, I went on a low FODMAP diet and then started adding things back in. And figured out that milk and wheat seemed to be the two that were causing me the most grief. Well, that's inconvenient that it doesn't reach all the way. And I probably haven't lined that up at all well. But again, I'll come back later and tidy it up. Honest. Meanwhile, me, I'll eat if it's hailed or inhaled oxygen. Smell your what smells your fear when you're baking them? Oh, macarons are dairy, gluten-free, depending on filling. Yeah, I actually adapted to soy milk much easier than I thought, because I tried soy milk years and years ago, and it was terrible. I hated it. But when I switched again recently, it actually wasn't too bad. I don't know if that's my taste buds changed or whether my expectations have changed, but I think I've been through a lot health-wise since I last tried doing the swap. This whole factory here needs an update in architecture, so it's a little squiggly here at the moment. Just wondering if I can bring that up. Oh, look at that. Oh, what do you mean you don't like it? I don't like it. What's not to like about that? The initial positioning was fine. Almond, rice, coconut, and soy. Yeah, I suspect soy milk has improved. Dippy's hungry. Dippy's like, I need some real food. All this talk of diet and healthy stuff, I'm out of here. Might go noodle here, maybe? Yeah, noodle's good at doing a pretty straight run. Wood. If I put one of those there, can I stick it on top of that? That looks like more of a curve, maybe? Found a steak in butter yesterday. Ooh. Glorious Phil Simon would kill me if she'd seen the lack of approved oil being used. I think we're going back to noodle here. Coconut oil has replaced everything oil-wise for cooking. Ah, okay. There's a time and a place for coconut oil. We use a bunch of different oils depending on what we're cooking. Twitchy pipe is twitchy. Had it there too. I mean, it would be much easier if I was up here with a hover pack, but we don't have a hover pack yet. It was everything. Right, so we have oil here. Now what are we doing with it? And did we have enough head lift after all that? Or do we have to go and pump more? It's not looking so good. I wonder if that valve reset the head lift. I mean, the valve was already at the top of the height that it was already at. Okay, who stole my oil? Okay, there's a little bit here. Like, it should definitely have come through here because this bit is lower than the bit that it dropped down from. Like, we should have enough head lift to get that high, so we definitely should be able to get up this high. Maybe it's just slow because I've capped its speed. Did I build the pipe faster than it could fill? Possible. Come on, hurry up! Basically, this pipe here needs to get full before it will get on to the next segment. You know, maybe I'll just go ahead and start on the next bit of the factory and we'll come back later and see how high it got. Okay, so we have oil, and the main purpose of the oil is to make smokeless powder, which we're going to need refineries. I could put that section down here. The other thought was I could build a section over the other side here. I could build another slab of building here in amongst the train line. I think I need 3 refineries, he says, holding up a hand with fingers that don't move. We only need 1 at the moment. Okay, but I think later on, once we get this online, we need 3. But that needs to combine with the black powder. Oh, there you go. There's 3 refineries there and 1 there. So we actually do need 4 to begin with. So I need a space to slap down 4 refineries. And we need to get the black powder and the oil to them. Okay. It shouldn't be too hard. Although refineries are annoyingly tall. But I reckon I can shove them down in this spot. Let me rescue that bacon. Otherwise it'll never be seen again. Chomp. If we're doing the sensible thing, we should leave 6 meters for a logistics floor, which will actually line the actual factory floor up with that point. Oops, too far. not exactly the layout I had originally planned, but I'm trying to at least have different heights so that the height of each floor is following the contours of the land a little bit more. Like this could be chopped off here potentially. But we need... We probably can go another one wider, actually. As long as we don't hit that train line, oh, I think we're good for chucking stuff in here. Race Munchx, how's it going? Good evening. How's your Saturday going? So we had one processing the oil that is then going to feed into 3 that are making the powder, I think it was, wasn't it? I don't really have a good general purpose refinery blueprint. They tend to be pretty ugly. You know what? I am actually tempted to actually bury this under like this. I quite like where a refinery is chopped off and is underground like that. If we have the 3 along here though, I'm just wondering what's the space going to be here then, and how's the layout of the factory look? Have I actually unlocked this black powder stuff yet? Smoked powder? Something I haven't really planned is actually unlocking all the stuff that I'm trying to build. Oh look, I haven't. Plastic I've got, and we are making tons of black powder just over there. Doing all right. How's things over here? We're doing okay. As I said, I unwisely did gardening yesterday, so I'm a bit wrecked from gardening and have been rather sore and tired today, and so it's been a pretty relaxing day of recovery for me. Do not go outside. Outside is a dangerous place. This is what I want. I need me some explosive rebars. That way I can prune apart rocks.
Recipe unlocked. New sulfur research available for the development of high-end weaponry and ammunition.
Hey, look, we'll finally unlock the rifle, people. That might be useful. But now we need to actually make the smokeless powder, but we've got the recipe, so we can plug it in here. For that we need the black powder and heavy oil residue. So we still need another refinery for making the heavy oil residue. So if I line it up with that one, then I can pipe it straight from that one into the other ones. Yeah, coming out that far should be fine. I'm going to leave that one there. I do need to tidy up this pipe's coming in. I could actually just bring it across to this one here, actually just bring it in here, then shove it under the floor and up there. That's probably the neater way of doing it. So I'm not too fussed about getting things exactly lined up right at the moment. As long as they're generally in the right place, I can easily reroute them. Okay, so this is the black powder, and it's just feeding in via splitter. And we need to feed the black powder in here. So that black powder needs to come across and down through here, under here. I wonder if I can go further back. What's under here? Lots of space. Excellent. Probably should have gone that way a bit. Especially if I'm trying to fit pipe in here as well. This hole should be... Can I copy the hole? Apparently I can't copy the hole when there's a lift attached. You know what? Let me put the splitters and pipe in place first. That's probably the wisest thing to do. Actually... If we put it down here, then the pipe can go over the top. That's probably going to be a bit squishy. Oh, that's a bit too squishy. Damn it. That's the black powder. So the hole will actually be lined up to there. I'm going to keep that up there, and I'm just going to have it angle down natural. That's the wrong way around. Now the pipe, we can line up on top and just line it up with the hole like that. And that actually lined up there properly. It's not where I wanted it. Come on! That is the one problem with VR, is the trigger button on the controller is much bigger and requires a bit more movement than a mouse click does. So it's very easy to move your hand more than you intend. Have a steady hand. This certainly helps. Black powder. Did I just pump the black powder into the wrong place? No, this is the wrong recipe. This is heavy oil residue. This one, heavy oil residue. Takes in crude. Yep, it's heavy oil residue and polymer resin, which we will need to sink. And we still need to set a sink up somewhere because we're going to have to sink all the overflow of everything. So 10 per minute, so this will be at 30 per minute output. Hello? 300, delete a 0. It's not going to like it. Fine. 75%? Yes. Okay. Yeah, if I had to put the lift in there, I could have snapped it straight into the lift and not had a support. Anonymous Dennis, how is the game in VR? Any drawbacks? I don't think there's any drawbacks. I think it's a big plus to have it in VR. It is a little harder to get to building stuff versus keyboards. So in a keyboard, you have number hotkeys to quickly access your build bar. Although I see a lot of very experienced people not even use the hotkey bar. So your mileage may vary. So a lot of people just, copy things or use the main build menu. But selecting build things isn't too hard. You do have this menu here, or you can use the radial menu. So even without a keyboard, you can still pretty quickly select items. Pointing I find much easier in VR. As I was saying, the actual clicking while you're positioning something, your VR controller moves a bit more than a mouse, so you do have to have a steady hand. But usually, if in doubt, you can always lock something in position before you actually hit the build button. So you can, if your hand is not too steady, you can just always get in the habit of aim, lock, and then click to build. But the game is gorgeous in VR. It is a really immersive world to be in person, and the machines are simply massive. Although I think I've been living here so long, I'm kind of desensitized to their size. It does require a pretty grunty computer to run, so running a game in VR is always going to be more effort than running something flat, because it requires to render 2 eyes at a very high resolution with a very high frame rate. But overall, I've just realized I need to get waste out of this and sink it, and there's no room there. Unless I go upwards? No, that would be bad. I mean, I could move this back a couple of meters. It's probably the easiest way to do it. There. So it was there, so if I come back 2 more, that should be plenty of room to have a down lift or even an across lift to get the waste materials out of there. Never tried it and didn't even know it had VR. Yeah, it's a mod. I'm the mod author, so I can certainly tell you anything about it, but there's a lot of people who have been using the mod for a long time and really enjoy it. We had some people on stream yesterday reporting apparently they were playing a 15-player multiplayer server and everyone was in VR, which is just mind-blowing to me. Okay, that will need to go to the sink somewhere. I do find it easier to look around in VR as well because your aiming is separate from your looking around. So you can peer around corners and sort of look around to get a better perspective without actually losing your aim a lot easier. I find when I do go back to playing flat, I find it quite restrictive to have to aim and look everywhere at the same time like I'm a robot. Thank you, thank you. I loved Satisfactory first. I had over 1,000 hours in Satisfactory before I started working on the mod, and I always thought it would make a really good VR game. So when the technology and the tools came along that enabled me to do it, I gave it a go, and it's been very much a passion project of me. Explode? No. Do I have to explode in your face? How's it going? How's it going? Right, we need power. Let's just run this straight down. So if we want this straight down under, it would be lined up on the line and either there or back one. Probably end up there. If I can get in there. I can do it. I can do it. So that's the center. It would be there. You're playing Bootstrap Island? Ah, on Linux Mint. Ooh. How well does that run under Linux? Because that's a VR native game. But I'm guessing it doesn't have a Linux native. Does it? I might give these a power bar actually. Where did I position that? It was actually in the center of the foundation, although I don't know if the refiners are positioned the same. Working well using ALVR cabled. Oh, okay. Graphics are not as good as Windows, but not bad at all. Worth it to me not to have Windows anymore. Yeah, that is a worthy goal indeed. One day I might look at dual booting my gaming PC. I do have a separate Linux PC, but it doesn't have the beefy GP in it, so it's not really set up for gaming. Okay, so we still need to connect the oil coming in here. Hibiki evening, how's it going? Satisfactory with the UEVR in your mod? Yes, that is always a worthy goal. So I think if I put this here, I could actually hide that rock. I could go... There's no rock here. Oh, we just go around it. Snap,
Incoming
please.
propaganda broadcast detected. Please seek shelter.
Now we run that down there. A bit further across if I want to avoid the rock completely, but that's going to run straight where my pipe needs to go. That should... I mean, I could actually... What I could do is go down a bit. And have that run to there and then back up. And that way the pipe, which is there. Did we actually get oil here? Did the oil make it all the way, or do we need to go back and put a pump on? Well, it looks like we need a pump. Next step. Plus it made depressing Cinnamon desktop into a beautiful bright macOS clone. Okay. Is Cinnamon a depressive desktop? I thought Cinnamon was fairly well regarded. Although I guess, you know, if you like your Mac desktop, it might be depressing. Are you a Mac sympathizer, are you? I was going to say, I heard that build. Where did it go? There it is. It's dark and dank, but it's just a subjective opinion. Yeah. All you do your job on a Mac. That's cool. I have a fellow dev at work, and he brings his own Mac laptop in because he prefers it over the Windows abominations. But yeah, they won't let me have a Mac at work. I'd like to, because, you know, it's just Unix under the bonnet, so I would probably really love a Mac if I had one. Anyway, that was a propaganda broadcast incoming, so I'm going to take a few minutes break here, and I'm going to have a bit of a stretch and get a drink while Twitch runs some ads. Where's that dashboard gone? There it is. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Look lively. It's time to do those stretches and hydrate.
And we are back. Just looking at the plan here a bit. We are making a munitions factory, so we're going to make all sorts of explosives and ammo and different things. We are currently working on this section here, so we're just trying to get some oil in here. We're going to make some residue to make some smokeless powder. So just checking the plan, we only need 50 smokeless powder a minute, so we've got 3 refineries, so we need to underclock one down to 50%. And this one we need to set to 62%, not 75%. And we do need to sink that resin before we're going to get particularly too far. So let's carry on with the build. Albert boy, hello, hello, how are you going? Now, did I remember that? One of these has got to be 50. I mean, I could just sink the excess, but everything I've balanced up numbers-wise is that this is 50%. Wow. These really don't like entering numbers here, do they? There we go, 50%. And this one here is going to be 62. We're not talking big amounts here. This is just to make sure our depot gets topped up with enough ammo so we can blow things up if we need to. And I think we're only going to make like 5 per minute of each, but you would have to throw a lot of Nobelisks to go through 5 per minute and use up a whole depot's worth. So I think we're going to be safe with this amount we are producing. How fast are you going to go insane from putting in numbers and connecting pipes? Some entries work really well with the VR keyboard, but it's specific machines where the entry for the overclocking is a bit dodgy, and I don't think it's necessarily my mod. I think I've had similar problems with desktop before as well. Now we do need a sink somewhere. I could sink the sink under a bit as well, have it lower down. Just trying to remember what other machines we need here. Yeah, probably put it here. Can we fit it in a 2x2? Yes, okay, it does fit in a 2x2. At least the bit that sticks up fits in a 2x2. Well, 2x2.5, I guess. But if we put that there, then we can run this across here. And run this across here. There will be other stuff to sink later. But, you know, I'm just going to shove that in right there for now. Quick and dirty. We just want to get this online, or I can rearrange things later. Oh, that's right, I need to reconnect pipes. They are now coming up under here. Lined up with the edge of the foundation. So they will actually come up there. There. because we will want the excess Nobelisks. The excess everything will actually go into a sink eventually. I foresee sushi in the future. Like me a good bit of sushi. And especially with something so low throughput, fucking everything on a sushi belt and then filtering it can work quite well. At least I quite like that as a method. Where were those PowerPoints? I think they were over here. Lined up there, right where the square isn't. Actually, I remember it was one back from the line, so it was lined up there. Sushi, where you have one conveyor belt slowly moving around with a mix of different types of sushi on it for you to select and enjoy from. It's also a love it and hate it building technique for using one conveyor belt to put lots of products on it, which is a surefire way of getting yourself into a lot of trouble if you do it wrong. Sushi belting in Satisfactory isn't too bad as long as you follow a few rules, but there are sushi masters out there who can perfectly load balance an entire production line without any wastage or any overflow, and that has a lot of dedication to it. We still need to get the heavy oil in here. I thought I was bringing the black powder. Have I not actually plugged the black powder in? Hang on, that's in the wrong recipe. That's why it's not working. Pretty good, it remembered the percentage rate. Okay, so that will eventually get oil. These should be having black powder in them. Yes, that's why it's all flowing in there. So now we need to figure out what's going on with our oil. Because we only have a trickle coming through. Probably does not have enough head lift, but it should have plenty of head lift to get to this point. This pipe here should be full. Let's check this one. Oh, that one's mostly full. Okay, and this one is full. So, as long as we put a pump here, then we should be golden. There's a power connector right above us. Yeah. Totally temporary, and we'll fix it later. This will tell us the head lift. 50 meters should be plenty. Yeah, 20 meters could be about right. As I said, we're only getting a trickle of oil through here. It's only 20 per minute, so it's probably going to still take quite a while to get here, even with that pump pumping. Okay, we've got that online. These are online. Just waiting for that oil. I need to figure out, because basically some of the stuff's got to go to the train. Many of the stuff has to go to a dimensional depot, so I need a line of dimensional depots somewhere, maybe along here, although that is very close to the train station. Unless I put them this way along. I'm not planning on getting too fancy with this factory. This is very much a neat and simple and boring factory. At least for now. I can always come back and decorate it later. Actually, the depots should be near the train station, because the train station is kind of the main point that people arrive, the main transport to get here and back. So maybe I do put them kind of here. Come on, oil, you can do it. Boodle, how pipes work is so cool in this game, but also so irritating. Yes, half the time when I fix a pipeline, I swear I have no idea why it works or doesn't work. The only time I actually have issue with pipes is, in the first place, is always water, never oil or fluid. That's interesting. I follow a few simple rules with pipes and tend to not have problems. Gravity being the big one. If you're going to feed a machine that's important, feed it in from above. Now these machines aren't important, so really I should feed these in from above so that it's coming down. Because if you're feeding up from below into a machine, because it doesn't smoothly flow, it sort of takes a chunk of the fluid at a time. And so if you've got a pipe going up and it takes the chunk of the fluid, it takes it out of the top of the tube. And so if the tube is not full, it then has to wait for the tube to get full again before it can take more. Actually, we're probably fine here because this section of tube here is on the level. So this bit of tube here will actually be like a buffer of oil, so that when this machine takes its chunk, so it takes in 30 at a time, does that mean? It's a 6-second cycle, so it actually would probably take in a lot less, but it will take a few litres and then the rest will flow through, and then it'll take a few cubic meters and then more will flow through. So having it straight, if I came up from below, that would probably be problematic. But if you look at most of my designs, like over coal power's a very early game where feeding it in from above saves you a lot of problems. So this was my first coal power plant for here for this playthrough. So the water's pumped up from there, but I actually pump the water up and across, and so all the water is feeding down into the machines. So this pipe leading down is basically a buffer that's fed by gravity into the machine. If I was feeding this up from below, I'd probably have problems, especially considering these are overclocked at 200%. So these are chewing 90 meters cubes per minute of water. So having that flow down from above fixes a lot of problems that I would otherwise have if I was trying to feed from below. Learned that the hard way last coal plant. Yep. Had to remove everything around after I'd set up the second set. It became impossible to expand the original setup because of the pipes going slightly up into the plants. How is this going? Okay, so that's full. Yep, this is looking promising. And then it stops. Are we just not filled up yet? Okay, so this pipe has a capacity of 73. and we're only pumping 20 per minute. The fact that it's backflowing is not very encouraging. I guess we'll just give it a few more minutes. The other way we could do it is pump it all up into a high tower and put a buffer up the top and then have it all gravity fed down from there. Now, are we getting crystal oscillators? This was the question from last night. We fixed a rubber bottleneck that was breaking our crystal oscillator throughput, but there was a bit of a backlog. Do we actually have any coming in yet? No. Oh, that's disappointing. It's a little frustrating too, because we're supposed to be making an excess of 6 per minute crystal oscillators, but it has to fill the production line first before it gets that excess. Okay, so we've got one sink here. What I might do, actually, is put a merger here. That's not actually lined up there, but oh well. So this merger, we can now merge other sink items from the other side. So we need Nobelisks. Nobelisks are there, so we need Nobelisks to feed into a dimensional depot here and over there, but then excess will go onto a sink line. So that's normal Nobelisks. I think these we were going to make pulse Nobelisks. This is what we're waiting for the crystal oscillators. Now we do have... we have the... we're still waiting for the stupid powder, smokeless powder, before we can unlock the other type of Nobelisk. Pipe designers, I guess they wanted to apply Factorial's approach to float precision to pipes which are not float precise in Factorio in the first place. Yeah, the 3 dimensions definitely is a huge factor for fluids. Like conveyors don't care about 3 dimensions, but fluids definitely do. Come on, oil. Maybe I just got to remove that valve. Oh, it's slowly getting there. Slowly. Like if I just go crank that valve up for a minute to let it pump all the oil through, and flood the pipe, and then put the valve back again. This is me just pacing while impatiently waiting for it to fill. See, I put a valve on here specifically so it wouldn't steal too much oil from the plastic and rubber station, because if we don't have enough rubber, then that's going to be bad. Hence we won't get crystal oscillators. So I chucked a valve on here. Well, that's interesting. Let's just chuck it up and see if it speeds up. Because theoretically this should drop back down once the pipe is full anyway. Novelists in this game. Come on, that should have filled by now. It's got to fill the machine as well. And the machine will start working. Can we see the lights from here? No, we can't. It's way off behind the other building. Actually, I can see the top of the assemblers and the smokestacks of the refiners from here, but that's it. I'm just going to leave it uncapped. I'm going to come back later and totally I'm going to come back later and change that back, but I'm just going to let it go full throughput and get this thing rowing. One wing middle, just trauma journals. Convergent evolution of satisfactory bases that go something like this. Pick a spot, grow even more, connect trains to grow even more. I tend to, well, this was always meant to be like a cluster of little factories in this area. Normally I would spread them out more, but this area, you know, was a good spot to have related stuff overlap, because this is effectively my early game section here. So this is all my little starter factories around this area. Hey, it's pumping. It's full. It's doing something. This means we're getting smokeless powder out? Yeah, hooray! Theoretically, we can go back and turn that valve back down to 20. And this should be fine. But yeah, this little outcrop, because there's coal and copper up the top and iron, and this is, the coal is feeding both my first power supply and also my steel factory. But the iron is also now feeding up there. No, that's copper that goes up there. No, it is iron. I do send iron up there as well. And meanwhile, there's oil over here, which is where the plastics and rubber come into things. Coal, concrete over, whole blue crater is going well. Well, at least surrounding the outside. The middle concrete is just my circle area. Eventually, I will get rid of it. I do want to have like some water in the middle. Okay, so dropping that to 20 should be safe. Yeah, this was the original starting point, is I started with a circle around the center here. So these lines out here were for getting the train supports, so that we got the circular train line around the edge. So if I delete this circle, I'm stuffed. As long as I need to build something off the circle, I need to keep it here, because we might still do a couple of little factories along here, because there's some pure iron along there somewhere, I think. So we could do another factory back there. Yeah, I did think of having this oil delivered from there by train to the munitions factory, but it's like, it's not far enough. It's a waste of a train platform station when you can just run a pipe for 500 meters. And munitions is really annoying because you need so many different parts in so many tiny amounts that usually, you know, you don't bother, or you do it late game. So that's why we're stealing oil, we're stealing pipes from the steel factory, we're stealing crystal oscillators from the computer factory. And that's only to make like a third of the different items. Actually, not even that. We're making a couple of things. We're going to make the 3 types of Nobelisks here. But the smokeless powder we're going to put on a train and actually send that somewhere else, basically to another location where there's iron, caterium and crystal, to make all the other fun stuff that uses those components. So yeah, this will be a fragmented factory across a couple of locations. Hence why in the planner I've kind of split it up into 4 different chunks. Let's go with this one first, because this is what we need to program in here. I have no power. You have no power here. Did I connect the power? No, I didn't even bother connecting it. All right. So I should be able to steal the output of the Nobelisks. That's not many. Those haven't been picked yet because I haven't unlocked the recipe, because I'm trying to get the Nobelisks to unlock the recipe. Can make 1 million of each ammo in temporary sloop spaghetti factory. Stuff it in a tall container tower. You could just make it once or twice and hand load. Like, I haven't bothered with the gas Nobelisks, but what I'd usually do is I'll have a place where you can shove leaves and twigs and it'll automatically turn it into the materials for the gas Nobelisks, but I've never used gas Nobelisks, so I don't know if I can be bothered this time round. I might whack a gas Nobelisk spot on here later, but I don't care. You don't really need to sloop it because, like, it's just such tiny amounts of everything. I suppose slooping would get it produced faster. How many Nobelisks do we need? 200? Just keep stealing them until we have enough. I think it was 200. So that's the clusters. That needs more smokeless powder and rebars.
This type of Nobelisk detonates into multiple smaller explosions. Can be used for clearing large areas of vegetation and other inconveniences. Addendum. Inconveniences, in this case, is not defined to include persistent family members, raccoons, student debt, the sunrise, peer performance reviews, neighbors learning to play the saxophone, phone calls, or your favorite show getting cancelled.
Ooh, I can almost get in more inventory space. Motors and rubber, I can do that. It's going to be a while till I have nuclear. Now the thing with the ones we just unlocked, the cluster ones, is this is going to feed in crystal oscillators. We need one assembler of pulse Nobelisks with crystal oscillators coming in, and then we're going to have 2 with the clusters, which is just the smokeless powder. So we can already set this going, because this is 2.5 per minute. We're aiming for 5 per minute. But obviously we've only got 2 inputs here, and we can't shove both crystal oscillators and smokeless powder up the one manifold. I mean, we could if it was sushi, but we'd need an output at the top for the sushi to go to clear the sushi. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delete this bottom input, or should I delete this one? And we'll have a 3rd input here. And they're vertical lifts and merges, so I'm sure they will line up perfect. Oh, actually they did line up. Wow, they even connected. Well, that was easier than I thought. Right. All we need to do is shove smokeless powder in there, and we've got clusters. Any trick tip you found recently? Not particularly. It's a shame I can't have that conveyor turned that way. I could do it with hole shenanigans. You know what, let's do it with hole shenanigans. I like order. And we should put some frames on here. So that looks like it's all supported. We might actually want Beams in that middle bit. Yeah, I'll leave it as that. That's fine. So the output of this combined together will contain both cluster Nobelisks and pulse Nobelisks. So this will be our first intentional sushi. As I said, the throughputs are low, so it really doesn't, it's not too hard to manage. The smokeless powder is coming out here. And this smokeless powder needs to go over to there, but it also needs to go to the train. So let's merge these boys. Is it just smokeless powder? It's just smokeless powder. So I'm just going to merger. If I leave this space free for depot loading, I can run the smokeless powder under here and then come up the other side. So if we change these to 1 meters, oops. Of course it's out by 1 meter compared to that. Why couldn't it line up? I think that's correct. Yeah. On the other, this is why I wanted it the other side of the left or right. Okay. I'm kind of glad I left the 6 meters instead of just the 4 meters there for logistics now. Hopefully it doesn't clash with this point. I see green lights. There we go. Our first cluster Nobelisks coming down. I might nudge this back a bit, just to make sure there's no congestion. We're going to have a merger here. Well, it's going to drop straight down and duck under the powder. That's fine. So by this smart splitter, this is Nobelisks coming out. So as a priority, we want them to go to the right, and then in the center, the overflow. So any excess that we make that we're not using to make other Nobelisks, we'll keep flowing through, and then we will merge those Nobelisks with... That is actually going? Yes, it is. Merge those Nobelisks. So now I have 3 different types of Nobelisks on a single conveyor here. And it's the wrong way around. Why is that not snapping? Give me my stumpy lift, please. Okay, that snaps. I'm going that way around, apparently. Don't really mind, it fits. So here we have a sushi belt of explosives. Any sign of those crystal oscillators yet? No, that's disappointing. I don't think we shipped Nobelisks off anywhere. I think they're all locally processed, so we could have 3 containers along here, or we could have containers along here. Are we only making Nobelisks here? I think so. I think the rebars and the rifle ammo will be at Site B. Powder, rebars, motors, rubber, computers. Rubber, motors, computers, and lots of powder, wasn't it? Yeah, wrong side. Not that it matters. So, okay, we still need rebars and beams. Let's get that inventory space. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Nice.
Pocket dimension inflated by utilizing luminous gel hydrology channeled through an etheric spigot. Some used to say this as impossible, but the meaning of that word has long since been removed from my dictionary.
Rebars we don't have yet, and I really don't want to handcraft them. They're annoying. Handcrafting is annoying in general. So let's unlock the rifle. Yay.
Rifle and rifle ammo unlocked. a long-range weapon, and rapid-fire ammunition, only to be used for the defense or acquisition of fixed property. Conveniently, this includes everything of value on this planet.
Okay, so this branch here is, I believe, the turbo fuel branch. So because we're not on phase 4 yet, it won't even let us... Can I do that? Can I unlock that, which is just sulfur 100? Let's try it. I was thinking it might be locked because we've not unlocked it, but... frames. It was normal frames, right? And a handful of sulfur. Rotors, 100 rotors. I'm gonna steal some sulfur over here. Oh, that's... What was that for? Future expansion of something. Oh, that might be the turbo fuel stuff. I only need 25 though. You can have your other 75 back. Yep, okay, compacted coal.
Research completed. Experimental power generation research options are now available. These may enhance performance of other fuel sources.
So we technically could unlock turbo fuel now if we wanted to. I'm pretty sure those first assemblers I was leaving there to make compacted coal. Maybe. Did I think that far ahead? I can't remember. No. Okay, but we've unlocked all the Nobelisks, so we do have all 3 Nobelisks coming through. The thing is, to make 3 separate dimensional depots for the Nobelisks, I'm going to need more Mercerspheres because I'm running low on Mercerspheres. So I think... when's the next ad break? Still a little bit away. Okay, let's do a little bit of Mercersphere hunting. Where's my sensor? It's not here. That was right. Hey, look, there's one near here. Ooh, nitrogen. Is it down in a cave or is it up on the mushroom? Or is it under that rock? I reckon it's under that rock. If only we had some explosives. You know what? I don't actually have any explosives on me. Okay, where are they all going? I'm not sinking the excess, they just must be making just really slowly. You know, if I carpet bomb this area, that mushroom is going to go. I don't think I can blow up those rocks without blowing up that mushroom. Is there anything on it of value? Nope, just one big ugly mushroom, okay. Yeah, let's go cluster. It's been a long time since I've used these. I can't remember if that was actually far enough or not. Oh, where did that go? Did that stick to me? Oh, no, that's all of them. I've run out of them. No. I think I accidentally... Oh, I reached back and holstered my weapon. That's what happened. Sure. Goodbye, mushroom. Okay, that's quite satisfying. This is where a spider bites my face off. Yay, not a spider. There's another one this way. Down there? Oh, yep, I see it. I see it. It's down there. This is where explosive rebar would be really useful. So they've gone over the edge of the world. Wow, that was actually a good throw. That was not. Spikes. Nope, that's my last one. Okay, that was fun. Okay, I don't think there's any others over here, if I recall. Maybe I shouldn't stray too far from the edge of the cliff. Ah, come on, mate. Rude. Looks like I've cleaned this place up around here. It's raining meteors. There's a distinct lack. Oh no, we got one around here somewhere, probably right where the uranium is. So this is a little project factory here that is making an earlier project part. It's making the versatile framework. I think this is going to be used later for one of the other project parts, but at the moment this is just shipping off to the elevator, and then it's basically getting trashed for points. Uh-oh. Jump at me, bros. Come on. See ya. Oop, he's trying to jump back. Crap, he's on the roof of the train station. They are persistent. Oh, and there's an alpha. And we've got running low on fuel. Ah, really, guys? I bet it's underneath these chaps. This is where some more cluster Nobelisks would be really useful. There's a spider taking on a ball there.
Incoming propaganda broadcast detected. Please seek shelter.
I am a long way from shelter at the moment. I'm just hearing all these creatures go off behind me. Oh, there it is. There was a spider fighting something down there. I think I can just run in and get that quickly without getting gassed, right? Surely.
I have something for you. It will establish a better way for us to communicate and deepen our understanding of one another. I've done the necessary developments on my end. The last note is yours to play.
Your symphony resonates. Your mimic tapestry patterns beautifully.
Thank you. I worked very hard. I am organically transmitting the data package now. Any adverse effects on my blood will not corrupt its contents.
We hear this learning song.
See you on the other side.
It is time to tango.
Ooh, it's time to tango. How romantic. Oh, there's another one right there. They don't shoot me through the windows. Now, as much as I'd like to stay here for an ad break, the neighbours outside are a bit stroppy, so I'm going to get out of here and go somewhere safe before the ad break. That was 4 or 5 mesospheres. That should at least give us enough depots for the Nobelisks. And here we are back home. let's just park here and we'll take a short couple of minutes break for some light refreshments. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Look lively. It's time to do those stretches and hydrate.
Okay, we're back. Okay, we just did a quick run for immersive spheres. We now have 5, and I think we've got a couple in storage. You know, I think, yeah, that's 6. That should be plenty for what we're doing currently. The current immediate thing is to get all the Nobelisks that we are producing all sorted into 3 depots. Then we need to load the smokeless powder onto the train. And then we can think about setting up Site B for rebars, which I haven't really scouted the area. I kind of know roughly where I'm going to build it. It's a long way away. It's actually up near the computer factory. Thank you, Explodin'. I really need to redo this line. This was roughshod thrown on the ground. Maybe I should do that before I get too far ahead in building other stuff. Like There's a spot here that's space to put these. It's not a particularly large spot, but it will fit them. Actually, do we have space? How much space is underneath here? Some space. Because if I was thinking, if I have the walkway out here, I have a number of storage blueprints somewhere. Probably under logistics. Oh, we've got a slab of 4 of them. Floating platforms are allowed to exist temporarily. It's just long term, I don't want any floating platforms. Where are the depots hiding? Ah, there's where the depots are hiding on this particular blueprint. Nah, we don't want that layout. Plus, that floating platform is attached to something. That's a similar one. Ah, V2, this is it. So this one has... We could probably do a variation. Actually, this is kind of what I want, so... Probably that height. Probably want to leave a bit of room at the back there. I mean, we could not leave room. It's possibly more important to have room at the front. Again, I'm trying to keep this factory simple and not get too bogged down. I don't want to spend, you know, 6 sessions messing around with this stuff. So I'm reusing some existing blueprints and assets. Might actually just leave that open. And this... That's actually interesting spacing. Again, don't hate it. Now this was designed to feed in from the top, which we could still do. I don't see a problem with that. It just means we'll have to go up and back down, but that actually could work because we need our sushi line to go along the back of this, and then the leftovers from the sushi line need to go out to the sink. So I could bring it under, across, and then back out to the sink that way. And the smart splitters are going that way around, so that actually fits that well. Because if I can avoid rebuilding the smart splitters, then that's a save. So I'm going to take this sushi on a bit of a journey. Is that diagonal nudging, or is it just... Totally load-bearing support. Oh, wow. Why is... Oh, it did diagonal nudge. Son of a... Oops, I fell down. So she go up. Oh, come on. Actually, a hole would not do, I don't think. Of course, it won't let me put that support there with nothing connected to it. I should probably program these splitters before I actually connect this up. So we have overflow in the middle, and on our right we will have, let's go pulse Nobelisks. And then I'll put the normal Nobelisks in this overflow. Normal Nobelisks there. And then we've got the cluster Nobelisks there. Maybe I should have made that a hole, actually. Voila, one sushi lift. We could get normal Nobelisks, pulse Nobelisks. Sorry, not cluster Nobelisks. We have not yet got the crystal oscillators for the first one. And then out the other side we have the wastage, the overflow. So once these containers are full and the depot is full, we will have excess come out of here, which we will send to the sink. All we need now is those stupid crystal oscillators. Okay, so, I just realized I hadn't prepped the depot, which means the depot is going to randomly have the things in the right order. Good. Nobelisk cluster, we'll put pulse, we can chuck a nuke in there, so we've got all the different Nobelisks in the depot, even though we haven't unlocked them yet. You know what? Where's the man? $17 computers, 29 fluctuators. Oh, 3 Mercer spheres. Guess I need more Mercer spheres. Okay, let's quickly just change these labels. Knob. Ooh. And if I ever do want to do bio-Nobelisks in here, I've got enough room to stick another container or two on here. Heck, I could put a nuke one on the end later on, expand it out. Hello, there we go. We have 3 different Nobelisks being automated once we get crystal oscillators and going into a local storage. So if we ever need a ton of them, we can come here and just grab some. But we also have down the bottom dimensional depots such that we will have all of them loaded into the depot here for our fun and enjoyment when we're out in the middle of nowhere and need to blow stuff up. Where is that wastage sushi belt? It's coming through here. I don't think we put a hole in yet. We need to put a hole here for it to drop down and merge stuff too. Which we could anywhere around here, really. Okay, it's gone across. And we want the excess black powder to go as well. And that. So if we put something here, like a merger, now let's line it up. So that is actually in the middle there. So one merger in the middle. So really need a smart splitter to get rid of any excess powder, although we really shouldn't have excess powder. If everything's running at efficiency, we should just be making more Nobelisks, but that assumes we have a steady supply of thingies. So let's put a smart splitter in here anyway. That way, once this backs up, the excess powder can go through there, merge with there, and will go into the awesome sink. So once those filled up, those also will, once I actually put an output here. Really glad I put that extra height in there for logistics. Excess will go there, and it'll sink any extra Nobelisks that are made beyond what is required. So that is pretty much this factory done for now, other than having our crystal oscillators come in. I guess we could actually like put the crystal oscillator line in. Probably is worth doing now. I'm not going to bother with an output buffer for the crystal oscillators. The train platform, that's the wrong platform. Although all of these platforms are going to need something eventually. Actually, we do also need outgoing powder, although we do not know which platform that needs to go out on yet, so let's not bother with that. The crystal oscillators are going to come in here. And they need to go in that way. Somewhere that way. Okay, these crystal oscillators need to go in there. Probably easier to cross down here and then back up there. So lined up along here. Okay, I didn't like that particular position. Hello, cat. Come on, snap. Snap, snap, snap. This is a particularly fussy snap point, this one. So that should be the crystal oscillator train logistics all connected. So we can check this by just chucking in some by hand and making sure it all flows through the system correctly. That should come through to this one here. Yes, it is. Flooding in. Pulse Nobelisks a go. That actually wasn't too ugly in the end. With a bit of luck, we will see some come down here. Eventually. I think I might make this a display piece with the border as well. It's interesting seeing them all go up and then come down through the different ones. If I turn around, that's going to be when they start coming through, or something is stuffed up. Machine's doing something. Ah, there goes a whole bunch. Ah, they come out in bursts. Here we go. Hooray! Pulse Nobelisks, a go. Okay, so theoretically, once the train actually delivers stuff, Pulse Nobelisks will happen. I'm going to... I should really fix this line first, actually, before I get too far ahead. I mean, it kind of works as it is, but I'm sure we can get it neater. Ah! Do you mind? Someone woke up. Now, did all the rest of chat wake up, or are they still asleep as well? Like you finished your episode. Thought you were dozing a bit there. It's possibly too sharp. I'll give it a go. Oh, it's kind of a bit yellow there. It was flashing a bit yellow. It's okay back there. Okay. I think it's too wide here. I would have actually left that beam in there. Well, that's 20, that's 40, so it should be halfway actually. Yeah, nah, I didn't even flinch. That was a little predictable. Okay, looks like it will almost reach. It might need to come out a bit further. Oh, no, that should fit. Maybe I go the way. No, that's too far. But I need to put a breakpoint there. Then I think we can connect it. This needs to angle up. That is terrible. If that angles up, then we might need to actually angle that up. That's pretty good. I don't even think I need to really break... Oh, maybe I do need to break this line up because there might be multiple trains coming through this station. So breaking it up a bit might be good. Here comes the computer train, and it still doesn't have any crystal oscillators. Let's go for a train ride and see what's going on, shall we? Pardon me. Hang on, it goes from here to the space elevator. That's a scenic route. Bit of stuttering from the train on the tracks. A little odd. Little detour there. I'm going to jump off here. Go for a zip. Zip over to the computer factory, which is that train eventually will return to as well. So we are once more here to try and figure out why we don't have enough crystal oscillators. Ah, okay. So this is the crystal oscillator's priority going through to the computer production. It is saturated, so we are actually getting some crystal oscillators that are going through as the overflow. This should be like 6 a minute. I don't even know if where is it? A conveyor throughput could really measure it accurately at that low rate, but let's try it. See what it comes up with. This should be about 6 a minute. Our rubber line should be saturated. Yep, rubber line is moving, so it's not backed up, but it's not empty, which is good. We've got enough rubber. Oh, look, it's paused. So we've got plenty of rubber there. So it looks like it's working as it should. Yeah. It's got some throughput. So the rubber problem does appear to be solved. But as I said, it does need to fill up various buffers before it will get onto the train, and I may have stuffed up the logistics somewhere there. Okay, this is still not full. This is full. That should... Have I just got here just as it's filling up? Did I arrive at the second that the container was full? Because there's only one, there's the depot and then the container and then this lift. So if the container is full, actually it's got to fill up the conveyor, I guess, that's going to here. So there's a dozen on the top of the conveyor belt there. Like watching paint dry. Yay! We got here just as it filled up. And then it's got to fill that whole conveyor and that whole lift, and after that point, the overflow will come through onto the train. And we should get some here, which is on the other side actually. We'll get some through to here. I think I'm just going to stay here until it's ready and done so I can make sure it's actually going. Although, we can start on the next phase of the plan, actually. There's a circuit board that went whizzing by. It was amazing timing, just rocking up at the second it filled. So, let me show you the next phase of the munitions build. So we've done this. We haven't done the turbo fuel. Ignore that. But we've done this. We've done all the Nobelisk stuff. So we've got the basic Nobelisks, the cluster, and the pulse. We're not bothering with the gas or the nuclear at this stage. And so the next phase is the Arriba and the rifle. Now, I'm not too fussed about the rifle, but I would really like to get explosive rebar going. Now, this requires deuterium, crystal, and iron, and smokeless powder. Now, where do we have crystal and deuterium? Funnily enough, we have them right where we are currently. And for the rifle, we are going to need circuit boards later on. High-speed connectors, sorry. And the high-speed connectors are will be produced at this location as well. Now we could ship out the high-speed connectors by train to somewhere else, so we could put this whole factory somewhere else. But the fact that there's deuterium and crystal already being managed here, I've kind of would like to just build this factory near here. And there is some iron not far from here. Now, I have not actually scouted out this area yet. And what I should probably do is leave open the rebar one, because that's the one that needs the deuterium. And like, we are talking a pittance here. We are not talking much. The iron is the main thing, and even that's not hard to do. So that's where we're looking for iron to make rebars, and then we add a dash of pipes and black smokeless powder to make the good old explosive rebars. So we're going to need a whole pile more depots as well. So let's scan for iron. Ta-da! Half a K that way. I haven't actually scouted this out, as I said. So let's pop over there and have a look at what this iron is. Actually, I have built a factory out here before. It was a little bit different layout. I think they changed this a bit. But there is a big area here. big, flat, easy area for making a huge factory. And we're going to make something pretty small. Let's deal with the stroppy locals first. Oh, that missed. That missed. Okay, what else have we got around here? Any other angry piggies? Actually, I should have just baited him into the gas. Would have been easier. I kind of like that tree. So you reckon pulse Nobelisks, of which I don't have any on me, but I have a few in here, which, because I hand-loaded some crystal oscillators. So pulse Nobelisks theoretically will take out that without damaging the tree if it's right on top. You know what? I'm going to save the game. I can't remember who told me this advice, and it was on the internet, so who knows how dubious it was. Could have even been dippy, so, you know, dubious indeed. This means actually getting it on it, I think. Ah! Did that get the other one but not the tree? That worked amazingly. Huh. Sweet. Dippy was alright. Oh no. Hey, there's a thingy right there. Now we will probably need a separate train line coming into this section to deliver the powder directly here, because I don't want to deliver the powder to there. Do I hear something behind me? Nope. So I did hear something behind me. Not the little alpha. Yes, there is a cliff edge that is facing over the beautiful scenic swamp. Oh, and a doggo. Hello, doggo. Yeah, he would have just respawned if he had a plummeted down there, though. Phase 4, we're going to come to the swamp. We are going to pave it over and make it a nuclear facility. Now the train line is through there, so I think I can weave the train line up and through here. I have no idea how to get the train line back out of here or where to go to join up to the main one. Possibly even take it through there and turn it all the way back around to join up with where the heavy modular frames factory is. Actually, maybe this is a sulfur guy, so he's not going to charge me off the edge. The little guy might. Whee! Oh yes! Oh yes! The big guy went. The little guy didn't. Back. Now, somewhere around here, possibly this location, is where I was planning on building the high-speed connectors and supercomputers. I think it was in this valley here was the plan, which means the train line might need to come way out there, or the train line could cut through here. But that's pretty much through the base. So I think it would be better. Yeah, this is where the other factory was going to be. But I could run the train line either along the edge. There's another one. Mesosphere, that is, and nuclear. Is it a nuclear hog or a sulfur one? It's definitely nuclear. That was a redeem, wasn't it? You're making up for lost time, aren't you? I will want to break off the train line before this point. Technically, you can have a three-way point, but it doesn't work well in VR. I haven't figured out how to get that to work properly. But if I break off from here and go that way, probably the best. 85 more times. Is it just this zone here? You know that things are... lots of stingers and bad stuff in this area. Think you can get away with it? Is that just before or after the point? It probably actually doesn't matter. It's 28. I don't want it to be 28. I want it to be 20. Straight through the mushrooms. Oh, it's actually a little turn this way. A little kinky. If I hold straight, where does it go? It goes over there. It's going to hit the rock though. If I put a pillar on here, can I line up the rails straight with it? Nope, it's just the way it is. You can tell it that's that way because of the way it is. Ah, that's what I did wrong over there, is you actually need 2 of these to get the right angle.
Incoming propaganda broadcast detected. Please seek shelter.
And that's a straight line based on this. That should miss mushrooms and stuff. You know, I think I might just have to wing this. Especially given that it's late and I won't have much time to do this properly. Okay, so it is that way. I can see that one blinking over there. So it is pretty much that way and then along the edge. Okay. Right, what is the time? Oh, it is late. Okay, so I will take an ad break here. But I think I will pretty much just go for another half an hour, I think. I don't think I'm going to go too late because I have an important golf match tomorrow morning. So taking a short refreshment break. I will be back after these notes from our sponsors. Disclaimer, I don't actually get sponsored.
Look lively. It's time to do those stretches and hydrate.
It's got a few seconds left on them, but I'm just going to get cracking. We should theoretically have crystal oscillators here. Look, we do! We finally have crystal oscillators being shipped out, which means theoretically we should get more pulse Nobelisks being made. Look at that! It's actually working. Hurrah! Okay. Now back to our train line, to our Site B for munitions, where we are going to be using some of the iron in this area to make some arribas. I'm just attempting to run a quick train line. Something's watching me. I'm about to get shot. I don't know where he went. So it's definitely a bit spicy there. Is he below me? That dips down. That was not supposed to do that. Oh, he's up the top there. Okay. He's going to make building a train line a bit annoying. Don't look down. Don't look down. Oh, someone else has seen me. I'm going to get blown off in a second. I wonder if I can get him to jump off. Yes, yes I can. So long, sucker. It's not very straight, but it'll do. Basically, this is just a rough train line here. But what am I going to do tonight? What do I need to do? I would like to automate. I'd like to get some arribas automated. Two, I want to align with the grid. It's a pretty nice flat ground area, actually. You know what? The rest of these are aligned with the world grid. I'm going to just stay aligned with the world grid. Or is it aligned with the world grid? Yeah, I guess it is. I haven't even checked the node purity of this mine. Maybe I should at least check that. Like all the munitions stuff, we need very small quantities. This is normal. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't need a pure node. I'd rather not use impure nodes if I can avoid them. We're going to have to bring power over, but I'm sure we can grab some power from that building there. We do not have a chainsaw currently equipped. I'm just wondering where this station is going to go. I probably should scout out where the rail is going to exit. Okay, yeah, so there's the natural road along there. Is there a passage down there? Yes, there is. So it's a long route, but the obvious place to send the railway is down there. So we could put the station along this side here, along here, and then the factory on that side. Yeah, let's go with that. Now, is that actually 4 plus 2? Yes, it is. Let me stand up because I've been sitting down the last 10 minutes. Whoa, wobbly on my feet. I just realised we've got to turn this boring iron into iron ore. I usually hate having smelters be part of the main factory because they're smelly. Let me just check the plan. $70 iron, so that's I think 2 smelters worth into a bunch of constructors, into constructors, into constructors. And we need special stuff. So the basic rebars are just 2 constructors into 2 more constructors. Okay. Again, like the other factory, I'm trying to keep it simple, so if I can reuse the blueprint, then I'm going to reuse the blueprint. Especially if it makes it look a little shinier than just whacking down raw constructors. Probably could have done this at ground level and just had everything elevated, actually. It doesn't hurt to have it up a bit, though. Okay, so that's our rebars done. Oops, let me punch the desk. You know, I'm tempted to just make 4 because we'll probably need more later. It's a bit of an odd arrangement of smelters. So the input is at the top here. And the output comes out the bottom here. looking for a power connector. Ah, they're through the middle there. But I think they're also up high on this side. Oh, they're still low as well. I think they go up high on the inside. That's fine, we can take one from here. I need to put a wall this side so I can actually come out to this factory through there. Oh, now we have fun and games with vertical manifolds. Let's just build a lift first. Bare bones on the ground. And hey, it's going to line up. Hooray. Now, if we did this from a hole in the ground, it would not line up. It would be out by half a meter, and there would be much swearing and cursing. I have dealt with these enough to know their tricks. Now I'm going to turn off 2 of these smelters because I know we do not need 4. Let's turn them back on if we need them later on. Actually, how much output is this each? These are 30 each. I said 70 total, so we actually do need 2 and a bit. Here we go, basic rebar production done. So those rebars go into 2 sets of assemblers. Oh well, 1 assembler and another assembler. And a manufacturer. So these we could probably do in a stack. Similar to how we did the other Nobelisks. This is the important one though. We need explosive rebars. This is the magic one, folks. This is what we're here for. So I guess we just put down assemblers, and I don't think we've got a manufacturer stack blueprint yet. Only got assemblers 3, we don't have assemblers 2. Yeah, we'll have to go down and up again. I guess if there's a manufacturer in the picture, this should move over to leave enough room for the big boy. Have we unlocked the other rebars yet? We have stun rebar, which is quick wire. Have we not unlocked the other rebars? Okay, that one... we were waiting for a whole pile of rebars. Okay, so that will bring in the powder, which will come in by train. Quartz is the shatter rebars. Okay, so we do have stun rebars, which is quick wire. So we do have 3 types of rebars here. Oh, that's right. This one does take 3. This takes pipes inputs as well. Okay, so it's that one and that one. Yeah, got it. Okay, so that one I need to grab some quartz from somewhere. We need to get this manifolded as an output. Did I line that up straight? Yes, I did. We needed quartz. We can grab next door. And powder we need to go back. I should have grabbed some more powder while I was back at the other one. But we can do that when we head back to base. So let's grab some of that quartz and get the quartz rebar stuff unlocked. There's a space in here. Do a little factory there. That's raw quartz. It's probably easier to steal it from over here. actually, is it turned into quartz crystal here, or is it... Yes, it is. Look, there it is there. Yoink. Maybe I should let jetpacks be used while in menus. That would stop me cratering quite so much. That's Shatter Rebar done.
Shatter rebar unlocked. These quartz-infused rebars fracture when fired, launching deadly debris in a wide spread. Fix-It does not condone the use of such violent methods, so make sure there are no witnesses.
So we've got stun rebar and shatter rebar. And the top one will not be anything at the moment. Actually, was there doubles? Let me check the numbers. I don't think they were particularly big numbers. Okay, we do actually need another constructor to turn the quartz into crystal and the caterium into that. Yep, I wondered about that. Okay, so it's 1.5. Okay. Right, I'm going to, I think, wrap it up here for tonight. I've made good progress. How many rebars, now that I've just deleted the MAM, how many rebars did I need to screw in a light bulb? No, wait, to unlock explosives. You know what, I can handcraft all the rest, any of the rest. If I take 150 and it needs 200, I can handcraft for 50. That's no problem. Okay, so we've made a start on the rebar factory. So we'll need a train station. I think we can fit a small station in along here because the line goes out there to escape. And we can probably expand that way to make rifle-related munitions as well. So I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to fly back home and log out. Actually, I'm going to go back to the original munitions platform and pick up some more smokeless powder so we can unlock those rebars. And then I will log out there for the weekend. Power connector on constructor clips with pillar. Are you being fussy? There are lots of power connectors around here. I need to go back and tidy up. I know. Although wires are allowed to pass through things. It may look better with a connector on it, but... Turn the brake off, please. Thank you. Heavy modular frames factory. No problems. Thanks for hanging out. Did I put you to sleep this time? I probably won't stream much more of the munitions build on stream. I've got to gut the guts of it done. So hopefully next Friday I will get stuck in on the next project factory, which don't know which one it'll be. The engines is the bigger one, but the other thingies take so long to do. Maybe I'll whip up a small factory of those and just set them going, and because they're going to take a while to tick away, even though they only need 100 of them. busy getting Satisfactory with UEVR? Ah, you've been busy. It's writing a guide as you go. Ooh, someone's actually writing a guide. That's amazing. That was a green light. Up until the second it wasn't. No sleep for once. So your guide is using ALVR and it's for a Quest 3, is that correct? Imagine writing a guide, Dippy, yes. That's the thing, it's like from what I've heard, the Steam VR index experience under Linux VR is very different from what the Quest 3 needs. So we kind of need two guides. Quest 3, ALVR, and a 5080. Nice. Because that I could give a go and have a go myself on my own box and see how terrible it runs. Okay, so we are theoretically getting a trickle. Oh yeah, look, see, 4 items per minute. Woo. But we are now actually getting some crystal oscillators through. Which means we are ticking away here. Look at that, it's actually full of crystal oscillators. So we are now making all 3 Nobelisks, and they're all going into storage and into the depot. We have the clusters, the vanillas, and the pulse. So the pulse is slowly getting there, we're full on depot. Now I was going to steal some black powder while I was here, wasn't I? It's all going somewhere. It's going in here, where I was just looking. Or is it upstairs? There we go. So I need that for unlocking MAM milestones. Sulfur. Okay, I did need another 50. And we need 200 beams. 200 beams is easy. Let's just have some spares while we're at it. Rebar, there it is. Just auto-craft another 50 of these. VR on Linux can be a separate guide for each headset. UEVR on Linux is the same on any headset. Okay. For UEVR, you either need ALVR or the Win something or other VR. Oh, that's enough rebars. We can stop now. You know, I should have left that there. Because I totally want to blow up some fart rocks. Yes!
Explosive rebar unlocked. Rebar ammo that explodes on impact. Suitable for removal of unwanted obstacles, creatures, or limbs.
Come to me, my explosive rebars. Okay, not many, but enough to try them out on our way back home. Here we go. Boom! Oh, the ultimate gardening implement. How much easier than Nobelisks is that? Missed. I've got a couple of shots left. Is he going to come up the ramp at me? I've wanted to clear this hilltop so much, but it's just been so annoying to try and do it with rebars, with Nobelisks. I heard him try and jump. Where is he? Yeah, he won't eat much. There he is. It's actually stuck in the hill. Missed. Damn it. They're also a lot more precise than Nobelisks, so I feel a bit more confident that I'm not going to take out the pretty trees when I'm firing them. Okay, let's head home. Hey Skippy, got some cable. Scratch. Ah, high-speed connectors, good one, Scratch. Need some rods. Okay, who haven't we chatted to? Oh, high-speed connectors again, Snowy. You guys are tops. You know, in a couple of factories' time, we'll be able to automate those. Induit in the right hands, it looks like a rocket launcher. It is like a small rocket launcher. It is explosive one-shot. If you have 100 plus doggos, how do you farm 100 doggos if you're doing them one by one? Unless you've got a mod to farm them, which kind of takes the fun out of it. I don't know, you do you. I have small free-range doggos who live a happy life down at the waterside. Right, cool. Well, that was a shorter but just productive stream. I have finally finished automating the 3 basic Nobelisks, and we have made a start on our rebar factory, which is a very long way away. Now what I need to do is I need to get the smokeless powder from the munitions factory here, chuck it on a train and deliver that to the other ones so that I can automate those explosive rebars and the other types of rebars. Some time-saving mods, yes, yes indeed. Okay, so everyone have a good rest of the weekend, be it the rest of your Saturday or Sunday as well. It is nearly 11 here, 11 p.m. I am finishing a little earlier, although 11 p.m. is probably when I should finish a stream, because I need sleep. So, thank you very much everyone for watching. Hang on, this stupid meta menu's changed. Thank you very much. My name's Dortimer. I have too many hobbies, and I play lots of Satisfactory in VR. YouTube people, I'll leave you here. Twitch people, hang on, and I'll see if there's someone to raid out to, so you can continue to be entertained in whatever activities you may be doing on your primary monitor. Actually, let me save the game first. Rebars. Well, start of rebars. But rebars are shorter to type in than Nobelisks, so right, that button. Let's go to the outro screen. We'll exit to desktop. And just lets me take my headset off and switch to the other PC. You all have a fun, relaxing weekend, and I will be back streaming probably next Friday. Good night, YouTube.